Welcome and live from YouTube. It's Tuesday night. That's right. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell. And so you can know whenever I drop a video, folks. Tonight I have something amazing for you. We're going to go through the Deadpool Wolverine trailer. I'm going to give you guys Easter eggs. No, not so you guys can eat. They're not hard-boiled. They're not scrambled. In fact, comment down below. What are your favorite type of eggs? So comment down below. What's your favorite type of eggs? Because we're going into Easter eggs here with Deadpool and Wolverine. But first, let's see who's all in our chat. Hey, it's Nate. How you doing, man? How you doing tonight, man? Not only is Nate here, Movie Hunter is also here too.
What's up? What's up?
All right. Evening, everyone. Claw that button and ring that bell and subscribe if you haven't already. Awesome. Thanks, Hunter. Sunny side up, baby. Yeah, those are good, especially when you mixed in with on top of a skillet. Ooh, Cadbury. I knew I would have gotten that from somebody. Cadbury eggs. So, like I was saying today, we're talking the Wolverine and Deadpool trailer. So we're doing Easter eggs, folks. I'm down here in the corner. You see me? Maybe that's a little better for you guys. We're going to talk Wolverine Deadpool trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and start this trailer. And I have my notes right here on my screen. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to go scene by scene. So it's about 2 minutes and 38-second trailer. We're going to go at scene by scene. Like I said, here we go. And the sound's off, by the way, so you guys won't be able to hear it. So as you guys can see here, Wolverine is in a bar, and it's very reminiscent of the time wherein Charles and Magneto were in first class. Were coming up to try and get him to be part of the X-Men and part of their team, and he told him to go fuck themselves. So this is kind of reminiscent of that. And right here, recruitment video in a bar. Also, stop. Wait for the wait for the flash. Okay, so what we saw there, I want to pause it right here. So what we saw there in those first few scenes are pretty much, we get some Deadpool humor with the gun. We see that Wolverine is sitting there in the bar, recruitment bar. He's not welcome. So it's like, it's a bar that's only for humans and not mutants. So we're in a world where mutants and humans don't get along. So we do that. Smile, wait for the flash. We saw that down there. And then we see Wolverine go towards the gun and place it on his head. This is reminiscent of two things. Here's an Easter egg. This is reminiscent of, X-Men Origins Wolverine when he gets shot in the head, where it doesn't kill him. And X2 when he gets shot in the head with an adamantium bullet and it doesn't kill him. But now he's like, oh, try your best. That's kind of what this is. So Wolverine's usually drinking in bars. We all know this. It's his hangout time. Wolverine's, according to the comics, his body possesses alcohol so quickly that he can't really get drunk. If he does, it's only for a second after pounding a bottle of hard alcohol. That's according to the comic book. So always seeing Wolverine in a bar is something worthwhile. So as you guys can see, well, I'm gonna just go back just a little bit, because as we go into the actual Marvel Studios, right there, you guys see right behind that spire, right there, the 20th Century Fox logo. That's right. This is what's left of the 20th Century Fox, or the X-Men universe of Fox. This desolate wasteland right here that we see. What is this reminiscent of? Like I said, it's the 20th Century Fox logo, which means this is where the X-Men characters call home. They're there. And if we notice there, what's that little yellow thing in the corner? What's that little yellow thing there? It's Wolverine's suit. Yes, everyone there it is, a better shot. Everyone wanted a comic accurate suit. I don't mind the long sleeves. I just don't know if it comes out well in a movie setting because it's too yellow. It's too yellow. In my opinion, it's just way too yellow, and all we're missing is pretty much his cowl. But here we go. This is probably the best part of the trailer. Here we go. He sees Wade laying down there. We saw that part of the trailer. Here he is with all his friends from all the other Deadpool movies. And he's trying to recruit him. Okay, so this scene right here, we are getting flashbacks right here. So this one right here. What is this? Well, this is actually interesting. This is one of two things. Like Days of Futures Past, there was a comic scene that had all these tombstones of mutants lined up here. Well, if you look closely, that's grass. This could be the place he's at in Logan. You remember when he's run on the lam and he stops by that farmhouse? This could be that. But this, however, this is Wolverine letting the entire world down in his backstory comic from Old Man Logan. So this is what we're seeing here is we actually see him in a desolate place in Old Man Logan. Great comic book. If you guys haven't picked that up and read it yet, go pick that up and read it. It's a great thing of Old Man Logan. You get Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Hulk in there too. So it's fantastic. But in Old Man Logan, Wolverine was restricted to killing all the X-Men by an illusion created by Mysterio. That, along with Red Skull killing the Avengers and Hulk becoming an inbreeder, created a Mad Max like wasteland world in which we see something reminiscent right here. This is totally gone. Wolverine's the last survivor of whatever wiped it out. And honestly, this trailer came out at the perfect time because we just had episode 5 a couple weeks ago. I talked about it here last week about the X-Men getting wiped out in the X-Men 97 universe. So we see that there, it's playing out here. So, I mean, honestly, these Easter eggs are amazing right now. So we go from there. We see it a little bit better right there. We go here, come again. We have Paradox right there. This is the Wolverine that let his entire world down. Oh, that fight right there. I want to stop. Those punches we saw right there. You know what that's very reminiscent of? The fight scene with Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Flash Thompson in the school. How they punch each other, and Spider-Man ducks it. Very reminiscent. So I love that little Easter egg thrown in there. So we're going to go right back into it. Here we go. Okay. Should we call the third act flashback? Here we go. While it's a very traditional tool of storytelling, what happens at the tail end of the third act 2 of Old Man Logan? Well, people were asking. There's usually an act 3. There was no act 3 in Old Man Logan. It's just act 2. That's it. There is no third act flashback. Old Man Logan ends at act 2, which is the end of Wolverine. So, are we getting this Deadpool Wolverine story? Are we getting a story of where it's Wolverine's final act right before we see him in Logan? And he has the Shiva virus and doesn't know it yet and it's killing him? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But as we continue on here, go fuck yourself. See, there it is again, with him saying that to Magneto and Copperheads right there. You see where it says Copperheads? Right back there. Captain America 4, where Copperheads is one of the one of the Serpent Society members. There we go. There's a teaser right there. There's another teaser coming in here as they're walking this way. Not only is it on a one-way street that we see, right here. You see that building right there that's blown out with a blue door? That says Liefeld's Just Feet. Little known fact here. Rob Liefeld, who was an artist in the late 80s, early 90s for the X-Men comic books, would always draw the characters either behind debris or hiding behind, or their feet hiding behind something, because he couldn't draw feet. He drew fantastic characters, but couldn't draw feet. So this is a little homage to him right there. Right up there. That little building is a little homage to him And that even Rob Liefeld, after seeing the trailer, came out and stated that, yeah, it's funny. I just couldn't draw feet. I can now though. I can draw feet now, but I couldn't back then. So it's like, so it's a little homage there to the creators of the X Men, to one of the artists, one of the greatest artists of the X Men has ever had, of Rob Liefeld. I thought that was a little interesting of a clip right there. Wolverine sees himself as not a hero. You were an X Men. You were the X Men, X Man, which is funny because there is a character in the comic books called the X Man. It wasn't Wolverine, but that kind of might pay homage to his whole Weapon X thing. I don't know. I believe so. It might be paying homage to that. So things get interesting in this trailer here in a moment, and I want to talk about something huge. We see his claws; they don't look like knives anymore. We get an awesome fight scene right here. That person you see coming out at first, who does that look like? The Ancient One? Possibly. We just see a bald headed person. Could it be Charles? We don't know. The pants are too high to be Charles, so it has to be a female. Who is this? Well, we'll see it here in a moment because we get a better look at her, that character. We get Wolverine and Deadpool fighting each other and fighting him with new swords. It looks like Wolverine going through a car. Okay, right here. Who is this? Who is this character? Well, glad you guys asked because this character right here is none other than Cassandra Nova. For those of you who don't know who Cassandra Nova is, she's the twin of Charles Xavier. In the comic books, Charles Xavier was a twin, had a twin sister named Cassandra Nova, named Cassandra. In the womb, he felt all her pure evil, so he killed her in the womb. And then she was sent to the void. Upon their birth, she was sent to the void, where she just manifested a body, became angry at Charles about everything, and we actually are getting her here, which is kind of a cool idea that we're getting a Cassandra Nova. Okay, so here we are. She's a Mama Dry, Shire word that means anti-self. So the Shire Empire has welcomed her with open arms, which is interesting because we know that the Shire Empire is home of Quasar, who's the father of Cyclops. Interesting tidbit right there. Okay, every living being has once had one of these on the astral plane. Cassandra was the Momandrai of Charles. In the womb, Charles could sense Cassandra was evil and use his psychic powers to attack her. Again, in the womb, the site Cassandra being stillborn and Charles surviving. Her body clung to sewer walls and started burning itself for decades. And then this entire time, she planned revenge on Charles. Yes, that is all canon in the comic books. Could it be an alternate universe where possibly, but it is possibly Hunter, but it's been like you look at the IMDb and it's Cassandra Nova. I just wanted to see because of this trailer who this character was. It's Cassandra Nova. It's Charles' twin sister, which we're not getting much of the backstory of, which is really weird that they bring her in here. But I bet you they're going to flush it out later on. But anyways, she still has the same powers as Xavier. In addition, she can heal faster than a human. She has telekinesis and can phase through solid matter, create mutations in people with latent mutant abilities. And she can manipulate people's DNA. Yep, that's all her powers. So she can create mutations in people with latent mutant abilities, which means if her mutant abilities haven't manifested yet, she can create the mutations that cause that to happen. So you want to talk about someone who uses a cerebro to try and track down mutants to make sure that they're safe, like Charles did? She could use a cerebrum, which is kind of what she's sitting in right now, is the cerebrum to track down mutants with latent mutant abilities and either bend them to her will or just kill them that way. It's very sick, very twisted of her, but it is very interesting to say the least. So what we're going to get here next, coming together. So what we see, okay. So I want to go back to that a moment right here. So what we see here is Alioth. This is the cloud that we saw in Loki. Alioth is a interdimensional world eater. He doesn't eat worlds. He eats worlds that are dying. Where don't get him wrong with Galactus. Galactus eats the life forces of planets. Alioth shows up when a universe is dying and eats the entire universe, and that universe ceases to exist. So we're in a void now. So there's this void where things are protected. That seems to be where this movie is going to be taking place, is in that void. The TVA who sent Deadpool and Wolverine to try and stop what's happening in this void, as Alioth is trying to destroy everything. And so, as we can see here in the next one, right here, this is an awesome scene. What do we see there? Right in the middle there, we see Ant-Man's helmet. What's so special about this helmet? It's this. So he is a world vulture. Yes, he's a world vulture. So what we see here is is Ant-Man's suit in giant form. Ant-Man's very much in the Old Man Logan comic book. So this is where I think Deadpool pays a whole bunch of homage to the comic, to the source material. And the reason why it's so great is because in Old Man Logan, there's a skeleton instead of a giant man laying in the desert. It's called Pym Falls. It's called Pym Falls. And if you see closely, as it opens up, I paused it right as the helmet was coming up. But as it opens up, we see teeth. Right there. We see teeth. So we know this is an actual skull. So this is an actual person at one point in time. And what's funny, what's awesome here too, let's see who we recognize on here. So on our left-hand side, these people up front. We'll start with the four in the background there. We see Lady Deathstrike, because you can tell by the extended hands over by the mouth, right here, over by the mouth. We get Callisto, which is this one right here. Toad, because if you watch the trailer closely, he is green. And we get Callisto, Toad, and it's either Starfish or Glob Herman. I couldn't really make out who that was. But over here's where it gets interesting on the right-hand side. Because all these characters have appeared in former X-Men or Wolverine movies. And since the Deadpool films love to pull from past X-Men movies, there's a good chance we know these characters already. So right here, we get as Azazel, who you know, the father of Nightcrawler in X-Men Origins right there. Oh, First Class, sorry. Right over here, the striped shirt could be Colossus, but we don't really know who this is. If it was Stefan Kapnick reprised his role as a character, but a bearded Colossus would be awesome. It could be the Russian from the Punisher movie too, who's kind of a mutant too. On the car right up here, that's Pyro. That's Pyro for sure. And supposedly Sabretooth is in here too. So this guy over here in the back, or this guy, or even this guy here, could be Sabretooth. So regardless, this is a whole bunch of characters from previous X-Men movies or Wolverine movies. Can't stay, but want to say, hey, what's up? I really hope you enjoyed this. I'm a Deadpool Mark. Hey, Dom, thanks for showing.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Dom. You're a huge Deadpool Mark. I enjoyed this trailer. I'm just breaking it down tonight, bro. Thanks for showing up, man. So we see that. That's what we see right here. I mean, then we get Deadpool in his finest form after this. That car can recognize right here. This scene right here. We see Dogpool. Yes, we're getting the Deadpool family in this movie, folks. It looks like that is a real character in the comic books. That's Wade Wilson from Earth 103173. Yes, Wade Wilson on that Earth is a dog. We're also getting Kidpool, Dogpool, which we see here, Headpool, and baby Deadpool. So we at least have 4 of the Deadpool family on there. We don't have Lady Deadpool or Dino Pool yet, but we never know what we might see. Um, this way, the Dogpool was created in 2010 and has the same powers as Deadpool. Also, if you look at Wolverine's face when Dogpool licks Deadpool, it's priceless. Like, ew, it's gross. Yeah, he's all grossed out. That's kind of sick and twisted. So right here is where we're going here. We see Mad Max style there with that building, an explosion, a car right here. See, all the powers I stated about Cassandra are right there in her battle with Wolverine. We see Deadpool fighting like he does the best. Yeah, see, here they go. They're jumping out the eye of the skull into a time circle. How did this time circle get here? That's my question. Or jumping into Ant-Man's skull from Cassandra Nova into an interdimensional portal. They're typically created by sling rings. I did not see anything on their hands as to who teleported them there. Where are they going? Who knows? But more people than Wong or Strange can use sling rings. Ned was able to create portals. Remember, Ned was able to create portals in Spider-Man No Way Home. So there's a small chance we could see Ned again, or Wong, or Strange, or someone completely different with this ability. It could be one of those people that we saw down below that just opens it up for them to get away. Could be that someone in the TVA has that ability. So what this is telling me is that this TVA stuff is happening before the Idris Elba tree, before Loki becomes the Idris Elba tree and the timeline comes that way. This is where that movie takes place, is before that part of Loki season 2. That's what this whole thing tells me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Understand, hated Dom. His sleeves and shoulder pads are gone. Well, I love Wolverine never really had sleeves in the comic books, but the shoulder pads were great. And that's something awesome in there. So his suit now, when he's jumping, it kind of looks more like the comic suit than anything else. So let's play this one more time. Let's play this again. We're almost done. They jump through. Where do they go? We don't know. This is probably by far one of the best parts here. Right here. Where he's talking with Blind Al, and they're talking about cocaine. And it's like, oh, he can't have it because of certain things. And it's like because of Disney. Disney won't allow that stuff there. So that's what that all was about. So that's what all that was about. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go like this. Right there. I'm back. Do you see I'm jumping in the portal? Oh, this particular moment has been censored, so we can't see where they're headed because it may ruin the story. So they jump through, and we don't see the outcome. We would just see the white circle. Usually when they jump into these portals, you can see the other side. But if you notice in the trailer, I'll bring that right back up. Here we go. I'll bring that back up. Here we go. I have to get through the ad first. Sometimes I hate YouTube ads. So here we go. Ready? Here we go. I'm going back to where they jump through. Because as you can see here, right here, as they jump through, you see it here. You can see through it going this way in this screen, in this shot. But when you see it again in the next shot, you don't see where they're going. And usually, the way these work, all the TVA portals are doors. This has to be a sling wing. Yeah, like I said, Hunter, somebody in the TVA could have had a sling ring. Someone that we don't know is in there. Maybe Wade or Logan have one and found one and figure out how to use it. Don't know. Like, I'm curious as how this happens. But like I said, that there's usually open, and we usually can see where they're going, but we can't in here. So it tells me something big is going to happen. So because we usually can tell where that is. We know that this is a Mad Max world. We see that in the trailer too. Let's go this way. Let's go back here. We see him and Matt Al talking about the cocaine stuff, like I said. Yeah. July 26th. We'll keep it right here. July 26th is when this movie comes out. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. This trailer just made me think about this movie a little bit more. Makes me want to go see it. I've seen the other two. and I've seen and the Deadpool Christmas one too. Once Upon a Deadpool. Yeah, I saw that one too. And these are this movie shows me that Disney's allowing them to do what they do. They're allowing the entire cast and crew to do what made Deadpool in here. I'm just curious if we see X-23 from Logan. I'm wondering where this plays into that story from X-Men Origins to Logan, where that plays in. It's looking like we're getting a bunch of stuff here that unless you're a comic book fan, you're not going to get. But you see, that's the thing about the Deadpool movies. They've always relied on the comic book materials for it. So if you haven't done that, do your research. Find out who Cassandra Nova is. Could Hunter be right? Could it be a female version of Charles? It could be. To me, that's a cop-out if it's actually Cassandra Nova, though, which would be a crazy villain to have in a Secret War. Deadpool and Wolverine will have to. Yeah, it could be an alternate timeline. Like, it could be an alternate timeline where it happened. Yes, I agree with you, Hunter. I'll agree with you on that. It could be an alternate timeline that this all happens in too. So because we know there's branches off of them now. So I'm curious as to where all this goes. She could have killed her brother in the womb. Oh yeah. So Charles could have been the stillborn. That's interesting. That's a role reversal. That's interesting. I never thought of that, Hunter. You smart. Hunter, you're smart. But anyways, comment down below. What other theories do you guys have of what's going on here? Like where they're going, like what the end all be all of this movie is, and how. Also, comment down below how you guys think this will come into play in Secret Wars, because obviously this sets up for Secret Wars. We know this. MCU has stated this. Feige has stated this. The director of this movie has stated this. This sets up Secret Wars. What is it? Are we getting the Secret War? Because Marvel said 2 Secret War events in their comic book history. First one's the alien symbiote that shows up. The second one is Doctor Doom. And it takes the entire Marvel universe to stop Doctor Doom, who has Doctor Strange's abilities. So, which one is it? I don't know. And with the Fantastic Four set in the 60s, there could possibly be another alternate timeline. Another multiverse right there. So, we're going to get a multiversal saga in the Secret Wars. But what's something that's big enough to do it? Maybe something like Alioth or even Cassandra Nova. Who knows? But that's my time for tonight, folks. I hope you all had a great time tonight. We're discussing the Deadpool trailer. Like I said, down below. Comment down below. Tell me your theories of what this leads up to. And if you're excited for this movie, and if you're not, if you're going to see it opening weekend or not. So until next time, I'm Graydon. This has been Buster. Make it a movie night and dive right in. I'll see you guys here next week. And stay tuned this week because I have some awesome reviews coming. I just picked up, if I didn't have a work meeting tonight, I would have done a review on Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths for you guys. But check that out. Part 2, that's coming soon, as well as a lost episode. Entitled, it's my Beekeeper review. So it's a lost episode. I'll explain more to that in the opening of that video. So until next time, I'll see you guys here. Bye.